that actually went mad defending.
I think it's like
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Obviously, we all know what happened yesterday. We got smacked up in it, but we got again. It is what it is. People deluded. I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. As usual, I hope everyone's having a fantastic start to the week. Once again, we know what happened last night, but the beautiful thing and the harshest thing about life, you have to keep going. It keeps spinning in it. So yeah, man. You know, beating Crystal Palace would be too mainstream. We have to do it the hard way as Arsenal Football Club. We're going to do it relying on 2 strikers with 4 goals or so between them. I think we're approaching 19 hours or something mad like that without 1 striker scoring, you know, Crystal Palace and whatnot. We're going to have to do it the hard way with some of the games. Big up Crystal Palace, you know. Everything they did tactically worked, you know. Bloody hell, they kept a clean sheet and Yochin Anderson got 2 assists. You know, they showed better street smartness over us with the 2 goals that they scored initially. The 3rd goal, they took advantage of our silly mistake and how disjointed we were. Every member of their front 3 scored and take away their goals. They all had great games. Zaha terrorized Cedric, too much talking in press conferences. Get back to working, innit? Tavares, you've shown why you're not the guy for away games. It's now Old Trafford, Anfield, Nottingham Forest's ground, whatever that's called, forgive me, and Selhurst Park. You're not the guy for that. And, you know, with Tierney's now injury or whatever, for me, I love Tierney, but he's a flight risk. We need to be looking at a new left back, whether that's for me. I wouldn't mind Luke Thomas as a rotation option from Leicester if possible. You know, the lit one for me would be James Justin, but we have no chance of getting him. He's able to play left and right back. Aaron Hickey from Bologna, Scottish. Tierney can give you verification. That's what we need to go with because Tavares could improve and whatnot. I just think you're a madman. We've seen this script before. It don't look like it's the thing in it. So we're going to need a left back. No clue on Partey. Just terrorized, man. Zaha played well. Mateta terrorized us. And again, for our 2 young centre-backs, you've got to learn when to get tight to someone physically, when to indulge in handbags, when to pass him over, when to drop off, when to let him go past you and guide him into certain scenarios. Many, you know, AU scored as well. In many aspects, we did show our age, you know, but at the same time, it's no excuse. We didn't turn up. Everything went wrong. Everything. Players didn't win individual battles. We're missing out on 50-50s. We're struggling to play 5-yard passes. We're looking disjointed in attack. Nobody's helping each other. You know, no one's offering much, but we're not supporting each other. We're not pressing together. We're not talking, which for me is why the first 2 goals have happened. Xhaka and Lacazette in particular for the 2nd goal are not tight enough. Ultimately, it's gone over to the other side where Gabriel and Tavares has done poor. So a culmination of errors. The 1st goal, Cedric and Ben White not talking. 2 men are going for the same ball. Ben White unnecessarily fouls Zaha. Fantastic set-piece delivery by Conor Gallagher. It's put to the back stick. It is what it is. I'm not going to say Arteta should have went with a back 3 and things, but in terms of hindsight, watching the game again, maybe that's an area for Arteta because as poor as Tavares might be, we know he's poor. We know he's been hooked. The last couple of times we played away from home, protect him. I don't know why Xhaka is playing more advanced further forward and flying around. It only looked like when we're 2 goals down. Now Xhaka's playing that more withdrawn role. I think maybe we could have went with a back 3, put Holding there, who's good at headers and that. Maybe that eliminates the 1st goal. And between Holding and Xhaka, they could protect Tavares. And I know it kind of unbalances our team, but maybe we could have been humble and threw Saka over there. I did feel Martinelli added something, but I think Arteta killed Saka and Martinelli when he swapped them in the game. Yeah, I would say maybe going to a back 3, the system, the way Xhaka is being deployed, the Lacazette offering nothing as well. These are things that are systemic, are things that we've known are there, but ultimately we're going to look back in January and think this is periods where we could have done better. So, you know, the result is one thing. While I'm vexed about the result and it is what it is, we have to move forward. What I'm more concerned about is the knock-on effect. We already know Tomiyasu and a couple of players are struggling. Now there's the prospect of Tierney's season being over off the back of playing in 2 friendlies for Scotland. And then obviously Partey. Apparently it's a recurring problem as well. So dumbfounded. Some of these players are hot and cold. Respectfully, Cedric, Lacazette, Tavares, you know, Xhaka, even though he weren't appalling on just to paint a picture, these are guys that you can't rely on over a 38-game period. And for me, now that it's crunch time and you need certain assurances from players, You're gonna have to show me something. You know, we have to go again against Brighton, and then you've got Southampton, and you all know the games past that. You know, what I hope is that it's a reality check. If certain people think they're better than they are, if certain players think they've achieved anything, if there's any air of complacency, if anyone was still on holiday mode after playing for the internationals, you're back to reality now. Really, you know. You know, any sort of fluidity or whatever that we built up was lost, and during this break, and it was shown. People are going to look at the referee and say the penalty and say maybe if we score our half chances, but we didn't. We can only deal with the facts. We didn't do that. And for me, we can blast players for not scoring tap-ins and whatnot, but we're creating 3-4 chances a game. That's not enough among everything else. So another game where you could see what a proper striker could do for you in terms of pressing, in terms of intimidating the opposition defenders, and just in terms of maybe scoring. It shows what a number 8 could do, because we're still relying too much on our midfield to progress the ball forward. A lot of this is byproducts because of what we've done in the summer and people we've let go and not brought in and whatnot. And this was the bed we made and have to lie in, for better or worse. This is who we rely. These are the players that got us into this top 4 race. These are the players that are going to get us top 4 or not. So let's see. Hit the like button, obviously, if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, one love, because we just come off the Twitch gang thing. So yeah, make sure you're there, man. So brother, everything went terrible, innit? Like, you all watched the game, like nothing went right, like nothing. If anything, I think Martinelli, Lokonga, and Eddie looked decent off the bench, and it's nice to see Eddie and Katie actually strike a ball cleanly and hit the post. But other than that, it's dead. We were better in the second half, but we still conceded. We didn't even mash up their clean sheet, so it's all terrible, man. We have to just go again, you know. Some of you there shouldn't be no dinner for some of them players, because you can't be hungry. Like, you can't be. You never run around enough. You're not hungry. You never did a workout or nothing. You know, some of these kits are not dirty. Like, that's one thing. I'd hate to do all this passion merchant thing, but Crystal Palace are scoring and they're moving like they're losing and they're about to get relegated. We're struggling. You know, their kits are dirty. Our kits aren't. I don't care if your kit is dirty necessarily, but it kind of shows things. Ultimately, before we never turned up. The game before they scored the 2 goals in like a 7-minute passage, the first 15 minutes, first 10 set the levels. We didn't turn up. Yeah, going away from home on the ground like Palace, you're going to have to weather the storm, but we never turn up. We never turn up. We thought we were just going to turn up here and play ball, and that was it. We didn't turn up, and we got what we deserved. Simple as that, man. Credit to Crystal Palace. Shout out to Vieira. You know, literally wouldn't have wanted to lose to anyone else. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Big up G1. You know, let me cover this because I asked you to copy and paste it, and you did. Big battle, by the way. Chelsea, West Ham, Arsenal, Man United for Leicester City's Telemans. Telemans on the cheap, approximately 30 million euros, but he wants to sign in a club playing Champions League next season. So that price tag will probably alert foreign teams as well. And yeah, obviously that's the difference, isn't it? If Chelsea, Arsenal, or Man United, or 2 of the 3, or even West Ham get Champions League, that could pip it. Other than that, it's going to be a myth, man. Deo, man, son of Chelsea. Deo, man, you all saw what happened. I mean, it's a reality. I'm Deo, my guy, and I appreciate you for tuning in. But apart from that, it's dead, man. Hopefully, DG, you got something up your sleeve to cheer me up. That result was a proper kick in the teeth. I can't guarantee that, but yeah, man. I predict a Brighton win for next week, but they got me pay up front this week, broski. Saturday. Big up my Jamaicans. Good morning to you lot. All our fragilities will come back to haunt us once again. You got strikers who can't score. You've got a young squad who, beyond everything else, they showed their age. You know, for me, Ben White, Gabriel, showed your age with getting into handbags, with not marking, with not talking. Tavares and Gabriel showed your age, showed the naivety. Now you're old enough to learn from these things. Tavares in particular, Gabriel in particular, but still we showed our age. And I would say for the experienced players, they showed their limitations. You know, Partey, I think Partey and Smith Rowe were right in the first half in comparison, but they fell off a cliff. You know, Xhaka is hot and cold. Lacazette, bro, there's only so much praise you can do for link-up play and all of this. And let's be honest, the link-up play, all that crap that we claim Lacazette brings, it's overstated. It's potentially even overrated as well. Overstate his creativity, overcompensate on the link-up play and the balance, because ultimately he's inconsistent, doesn't score goals and doesn't offer much. It's almost, I can't lie, sometimes Lacazette is a handicap with his lack of pace, with the fact that he drops deep into midfield, because you saw it. The Crystal Palace said, you know what, you might go even further forward. The minute we started offering problems in the second half, I'm looking at it like, Mitchell and Klein have to defend. Crazy. On Saturday, Tommy Asu at right back, Cedric left back, Xhaka maybe. Nah, man. But you might as well just spin. The wickedest thing, you might as well just go free at the back and spin Tavares there again. Away from at home, he might even do better. For me, probably have to pull Bukayo Saka over. But then that you lose some sort of balance there. Maybe Pepe and Martinelli between them could pattern that. Listen, I don't know, man. Tavares is out of his depth, man. We might as well nip that one there in the bud. I'll be real, just nip that in the bud. Like again, I hope he can turn the corner, but sometimes you just get players you just know for what you're trying to do, it's not levels. We might as well loan that out, put that in the shop window, and keep it moving. Really. It's a bad night for Arsenal, but it's important they don't panic and no hysteria. You know that is the Arsenal fans were getting giggity when Spurs took their place in the top four at this moment. They're still in a better position than Spurs and United. 1-5 on the bounce before tonight, taking 15. And that is perspective. We've got ourselves into a good position, but you have to follow it through. As I keep saying, there is no favourite for this top 4 team. Arsenal, Spurs, United, West Ham, everyone's in a fight. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but keeping some perspective, it's true what he said. Plus, we're level on points with Spurs. We've still got a game in hand. Games in hand need to correlate to winning. Consistency needs to be done. I hope it's a reality check, because if you put respectfully, Crystal Palace ain't won at home. If you play like that against Crystal Palace, if you do qualify for the Champions League, what do you think's gonna happen away from home in foreign countries? What the fuck do you think's gonna happen? Come on now. If you play like that. You hope Stamford Bridge, hopefully they can stop paying, they might not even be able to buy tickets, but Stamford Bridge, St. James's, there's some difficult games to go to, and probably we have to win all our home games. That's nice for Tomiyasu to play left back for Japan, but listen, right back. Yeah, man, we probably have to. Bro, that Arsenal, listen, I don't want to give clout to no other platforms, not that they need it, but listen, that's them man's thing to chat shit, bro. Like, come on now. Man are blaming the loan system. Come on now. Come on. Was he talking about the loan system when fucking Conor Gallagher and Ainsley Maitland-Niles were at West Bromwich Albion? And I swear they drew against United. I might be capping, it's dead, man. But we know them weirdos, they are going to get airtime because they drive engagement, man. Listen, Spurs probably are favourites now. Let them be favourites. At the end of the day, we've all got to play 38 games. We're all in the mix. Whether they're favourites or not, Arsenal cannot afford to listen to the noise, because before we look at other people, there's things in-house we need to do. Yeah, it might have to be the young boys together, man. Like, can you really be finished? You got to get started to be finished. It was a bad day at the office, 100%. 2 losses from 11 is good keeping perspective, but it's the manner in which we're losing. It's before you talk about how good Crystal Palace were, which they was, and take nothing away from it. Hit the like button. We're slacking on YouTube, only 50 likes. We never turned up. We did not turn up. What changes would you all make for the next game? For Brighton, it's techie, because who the hell is fit? There's logic between Cedric, Saka, playing left back, maybe even Tavares, even Granit. I don't really want to switch to a back 3, but we've got problems all over the squad, man. So it might have to be something genuinely to consider, man. There's no need to be all doom and gloom. Like I just said, we've got to keep perspective, but what we can't do is just waffle about things that are positive and waffle about things that are negative, because I'm not being funny, exaggerated, I know, but a lot of things that we saw in that Crystal Palace game, we've been seeing them when we've been winning. And for me, even away from home, even though when we've won, it's not been plain sailing. So we need to rein it in a bit. Come on, G1, get onto them 40 likes, 80 people in. Let's push up the likes. No Tierney away from home against Everton and United. We should have known this was going to happen. And maybe that's where we have to live to fight another day, man. We played worse than how we did against Liverpool, despite being dominated for that game. I would say the consistencies between the Liverpool and Palace game is take your half chances. Bro, Lacazette is not a bad player, but he's meaty, man. City are in the Champions League. I don't think they beat Palace this year. That's good for them. They're top of the fucking table, challenging for the league, man. No, the ones there, like, It's good for them, man. I'm sure they'll take a little draw against Southampton or Palace every now and again. Them things there are gonna happen. They're flipping challenging for shit. Wait. And again, you know, we already have slow build-up play and all of that. If we go to a back three, it's gonna kill things. What sort of back three would there be? Let me look at it. Let me actually try and look at this from a tactical point of view. Let's refresh that page. Sorry, I might as well share screen. Big up you lot for tuning in, but obviously you're gonna pick Mr. Ramsdale. Oh, I'll probably just go. But do you even want Gabriel in the middle? Don't really like Gabriel and Tavares. You lot speak the same language, but you lot was moving Kalash yesterday. So I don't know, man. Holding on the left might be it. But then again, it's probably more natural. Gabriel there, holding central. Benjamin White pulling over. Again, obviously not to scale and that. Pardon me, it could even be a White right back and then Cedric left back. But again, then you've killed the centre half partnership. So probably have to switch it up, man. Tommy, I see if you're fit, you might as well do this thing, man. And then I'll probably lean towards more Saka. Oh, I know, people. And then it's provided everybody's fit. You know, if Partey's fit, then Partey's in there. But let's just put Partey / Lokonga. Lokonga, who needs his own handheld as well. And, you know, you're going to need to get with it. You've got your chance. You need to get with it now. That's 3-5. Well, and I think that I'm probably still going to play that. Still want Smith Rowe in there. That's 3-5. And then you've got 2. And then you could do it 2 ways with the striker thing, slightly. You could, you know. Probably, if even though this formation isn't going to happen, probably what you would see is Martinelli and Lacazette, and that's not necessarily the worst because of the pressing it could give you. But to a degree, a part of me just says, you know what, you might as well rub that one out. Or with Odegaard, and then you and Smith Rowe change slightly. It's more one Martinelli up front. You lot can kind of conduct and get all over the field. You know, Granit's got that protection over there. Saka, you can advance forward. Tomiyasu's going to be quite narrow. Partey will survive. Then obviously Xhaka can kind of mark that half space with Gabriel's there. Benjamin White, maybe you know what, maybe indirectly in games you lot could switch. You could go forward and that. Probably lean towards a back three, but even that, I don't really want to see a back three. But you might have to. And that's where I'm with Arteta. You could have protected Tavares yesterday because Tavares was poor. He has to hold his own hands up, but you know he's poor. We've seen this script. Maybe protect him a bit. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crazy, man. Important to find solutions in the next 2 matches before the North London derby / Chelsea. Facts. Man said Pablo Marie, moving mad. That's why I love listening to DG. Always balance, never too much or too little. I appreciate that. Don't make me cry, man. A stat for you, DG. We are 16th in the league for big chances created. Shows what our team is lacking as well as a functional gunman. Well, we know this, you know. As I said, we waffle about 3-4 chances we've created a game. Where on one hand, yeah, we should be putting them away. Look at Liverpool against us. They put their 3-4 chances away. You know what I mean? But we don't create enough. For me, you should be creating like more. It's football's about masses, isn't it? If you create 10, 20 chances, you're more likely to score than if I've created 5. So we need to do that. And this also tells us that I just think, you know, you can't overcompensate. Like I said, creativity is overstated. His pressing, his work rate. It doesn't mean I don't rate it. It's just overstated in the team and it's overcompensated because of lack of goals. And it shows that our team is very hot and cold and some of these players can't do it consistently. But we already knew that, which is why we tried to sign a striker in January. We left needing a striker, having 3 strikers or 4 strikers on the books. And then, yeah, man, we left January with 2. And we knew what we was betting on. We knew that the form would have to keep up. There'd have to be no injuries. Everything would have to work. We knew we've got a small squad, guys that aren't really levels in that. We knew things. And now things are starting to go wrong. Tomiyasu's getting injured. Ramsdale's had little knocks. Now you're losing Tierney and Partey. on one hand, I don't have sympathy because this is what happens. A team is a true strength of a team is them at their weakness. This is football. Injuries happen, loss of forms happen, defeats happen. This is it. You lot got us fair play. You lot got us to this platform to fight for fourth and claw back this season. But whether you lot can do it when the pressure cook is on, that's the next one. We always struggle against Palace, bro. Before the Palace game yesterday, I sat here and said next season or at the end of this season, in particular, I'm going to look at Palace, Brighton, Everton away, United away, you know, put Burnley at home as key places for points being dropped. There was similarities with the Brighton game. The only difference is we drew, but the similarity was away from home. We didn't turn up. We did not turn up. We was at their mercy. We're just lucky Brighton are not clinical. As you saw, Crystal Palace were yesterday. How can he not start Martinelli? Probably a lot of it was travelling, probably down to the partnership with Smith Rowe and Tavares. But yeah, Lokonga did all right when he came on. Man came on for 15 minutes, though, when the bar was on the floor. Lokonga's been feeling sorry for himself this season. When he gets his opportunity, man, have to stop feeling sorry for himself. While I love these young players and I stand by them, like life, there's a certain degree of ruthlessness. It's time to stand up to be counted. You know, you can't feel sorry for yourself out here. It is what it is. The tactics were poor. Feel sorry for Partey and Xhaka in there, got outnumbered and overran. Boy, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. How can we expect Tavares to be performed after being benched for so long? It was predictable he won't be good. Well, Cedric came in and did all right. You know, Cedric come in and did all right. Take your chances. Ramsdale, when he came in, did all right. You know, I do agree with you in that, you know, when you're not playing on all of these things, but at the same time, this is football. When your chance comes, take it. And at the same time, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I've seen no improvement in Tavares' game. Now, old habits die hard. Clearly, a man's improving, but we've seen this theme. You know, I'm not going on one hand, as I just said, Arteta didn't really help Tavares, but on the other hand, bro, are we doing this football club thing or not? You've got your chance, take it. You know, if you played well, man would have been, you know how certain fans are, they would have been waffling again about he's better than Tierney. He had an opportunity to lay down a marker. So it's to be expected you was going to struggle. Forget your fitness just on the basis of you don't have a defensive bone in your body and look at your playing. I said it, please go back in my videos. I told you we need to watch out for Tavares. Not because I'm trying to catch him out or get him. The man signed for this club and he's talking in his own press conference thing. They're asking him about his strengths, people. As a fullback, as a Sunday League fullback, I like to get forward. I like to overlap. I'm decent 1v1. My man started talking about how he shoots with his right foot. He never said anything offensively. Alarm bells are ringing. I retweeted one of my own tweets today. He's a madman defensively. When you're at home against a low block, a narrow team that don't really want to go forward, that's cool. When you're playing these IC3 cage ballers in South London, it's long. It's long. It's long. Take your chances when they come. Obviously, we need a better squad. Clearly, we need a certified 11, which we've got 9 in my opinion. But yeah, man, I mean, it's a bit harsh to be screaming Arteta out, but if that's how you feel. We had no discipline in the game. We lost the game before a ball was kicked beyond the obvious. Work is Litoro Martinez. I don't know what you're saying there, my guy. Exactly. Every team can lose a game, but it's the manner. I just think it was way too easy for Palace. And that's my thing. Take it. Well, if you lost, it is what it is. We go again. Like, you know, like the same way you lost to City. You lost with some, I don't want to praise losing, but you lost with a bit of heart. You gave it to Palace. You said, oh, you lot ain't won in 2022 at home, yeah? Say nothing, Vieira. We're going to nice you today. Forget about Tommy Asu. He's obviously lying to us and extending an injury. It's been 2 months. You're not very smart, are you? So you're going to have to hold a block, man. Yo, James, bro, please check my videos. I was screaming him from the Luton days. If there's no threat from our number 9, the opposition will take advantage and play a high line. N16, exactly what I'm saying. And Lacazette ain't got no pace. He can't run in behind. You know, he drops deep because I think he clocks that. And there's only so many times Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe are going to make that advancing run, really. It gets bait. It's crazy. And this is it, you know. Tactics only go so far, man. You know, misplacing passes, missing out on 50-50s, ducking over headers. For me, what was jarring me, like the ball, like I said this on Twitch, it's like I might be the fullback, and let's just say this water bottle is the centre half, right? Ball's coming in, but in the middle, ball's coming in the middle of us people, and I'm looking at the water bottle being my teammate, like, oh, are you gonna get that? He's looking at me like, are you gonna get that, bro? Where what should happen is you're not gonna take responsibility. I'm taking responsibility, patterning, and I'm flipping bollocking you for not switching on. These are things that need to be there. We didn't want to win 50-50s. We didn't want to fight yesterday for whatever reason. It never happened. And what I don't like is when we win, just waffling for all week about winning, or even when we lose in a better way. And when we lose, just waffling about negativity. We need to just be honest. We were shit yesterday. We've got a platform to still build upon. We play like that, it's fucking over. Simple as that. You know, one thing that's helped us, it has been our overperformance to a degree. So we've fallen on some sort of landing. Get with it. You know, stop feeling sorry for yourselves. Smack yourselves in the face. Everybody, any days off and recovery sessions, you man don't need recovery sessions. No, the man them that work hard are injured. You look, nobody's injured. Nobody's kit was dirty. Not, but you man don't even need breakfast. You don't even need lunch, dinner. Sorry, you don't need breakfast. Nobody worked hard. Get out there in the training ground and pattern it. Simple as that. Because some of you are making the same mistakes. And again, a lot of what we're doing has to happen until the end of the season because we can't bring in new players. But it's just too predictable, man. You know, Lacazette's going to drop deep. Odegaard's going to do the same thing. Saka's going to hug the touchdown because he's not going to get the ball. All of these players are going to drop deep. We're not going to press together consistently. Our build-up play, because it doesn't have that number 8, we're still over-reliant on our centre-halves. You know, we have to go a goal or 2 goals down to want to start playing football, for players to realise, okay, I need to help my teammates. This is very naive stuff from everybody involved, man. Just got to move on. Don't get carried away. Remember when Liverpool got spanked by Watford a few seasons back? It happens. Perfect game to bounce back Saturday. You're right. But respectfully to Liverpool, it's irrelevant what they did. We need to bounce back, and we can't say that this won't happen again. For me, what scares me more isn't necessarily losing, because we can talk about this. It's now injuries, man, because I'm catting to see Tomiyasu back in the team. Now the Flying Scotsman is injured. Now, listen, I don't know, we're going for Thomas Partey and, you know, Lokonga. I hope you get all the opportunities and do well, but this is the worst time for all of this, man. My point is we need to line up either Nketiah or Pepe as a 9 instead of Lacazette. He keeps running around the pitch and doesn't help his teammates too much. I mean, I'm not really for the Pepe false 9 thing, but I would entertain it. I'm sorry, I'm starting Lacazette ahead of Eddie Nketiah every day of the week. On current form, listen, if Eddie starts against Brighton, Lacazette can't complain, but you know, DG, you sat here at the end of the Jan window and said that fundamentally the squad is weaker. Man, when hearing that now Partey and Tierney are injured all of a sudden, people don't want to hear it, bro. Because people want to listen. As I kept saying, I'm happy. Going back to this, Jan, I'm happy that Aubameyang's kicking ball. I'm happy that we're not talking about it. We all know what needed to happen. But and everybody's a winner in the sense that we've saved money there. You know, we're still kind of continuing what we're doing without Aubameyang. He's playing well. But there was this rhetoric around that Arsenal somehow left January very courageous with that. Yes, on one hand, I advocate not signing players for the sake of signing and panic buying. I advocate if Aubameyang needed to leave. But for the save wages and the accountants out there, I said it in Jan, when you're chasing a game, you can't look to the subs bench and say, saved wages on you come. You know, you can't look at it. While it's admirable that you didn't bring a striker in for the sake of it, we came out of January week and we did say this is either going to be a massive gamble if everybody stays fit, or that's a scenario where we're going to look at and say what happened there. Beyond what's obviously winning and losing games, that's obviously a big part. And for me, you know, we're still in a fight for top 4, but if you don't get it this season, I don't know when you're going to get it, because everyone else is going to react. You know, again, you want to take advantage before things. You don't know what's happening with Chelsea. You don't know what's happening with Conte and Spurs. You don't actually know what's happening with Liverpool. They're going to still be around for the foreseeable future. But Klopp said he's going to leave in 2024. So if we can accelerate our project, get into Europe and do certain things, we might give ourselves a big platform. You heard Telemans wants Champions League. Half the players we're linked with, we all join Champions League club, you know. They'll join us if there's nothing else. But yeah. Last night, maybe it was just a blip, but if I'm honest with you, I'm I see these things in our games all the time. Whether we win, lose, or draw, there are these brain farts. And that's because of the age we're at and all of these things. But at the same time, it's a bit meaty, man. Again, I need to find our away games, man. Villa, we won 1-0 and we was largely confident, but there was shaky moments. Watford, there was definitely shaky moments, but we done the job, you know. Wolves, we got away. We were down to 10 men, but we did the job. Fair play, we reacted, you know. Away from home is what's going to make the difference, you know. Again, obviously, away from home, Norwich, Leeds, we dealt with them, man. When we played United and Everton, we took the leads from winning positions and we didn't walk away with 3 points. You can't do that. You know, you cannot do that. Brighton, as I said, away, we was lucky. All right, cool. City, we got battered. Brentford, we got battered. We was robbed them times, you know. Burnley, we won. These are the games you'd expect to win away from home. We've probably got to win every home game, including United, to have half a chance. And saying that it's a mad thing, you know. Brighton is a scary team to play home and away. Selhurst Park, we bottled it. St. Mary's is scary for me. Whatever happens on the 16th of April happens. St. Mary's is scary. Stamford Bridge, you can say what you want. That's not a nice place for us to go. London Stadium's going to be rocking. When last did we beat Tottenham at their place, let alone do the double? We've got to go there. St. James's Park is going to be rocking. You know, Lampard's probably going to, on the last day, probably want to do his brethren at Chelsea a favour. So, wait. Away form needs to improve. Convincing performances away from home. I know we've had some convincing performances away from home, but when it's mattered, we ain't done it. You should have beat Everton was shit when we played them. You should have won that. Crystal Palace is crazy, but they don't have a home win prior to playing us this year. We done bullshit. You know, United was doing bullshit. Yesterday, Brighton was doing bullshit. Liverpool, all right, cool. Liverpool, Chelsea, right off. City, right off. Brentford, we were shit, but still, yeah, you get the point. But hey, we'll see what happens. You don't get 10 minutes to warm up into a game. Even when we've won, we've got that at times. You don't get 10 minutes. You don't get to wake up after half time. You have to be on it. And that's why the Crystal Palace result hurt yesterday among everything, because we didn't turn up. From minute one, you didn't turn up. Whether you lot crumbled, whether you played poor, whether the fans, whether the tactics, and all of this tosh, we lost, bro. We lost 3-0, past the pad, clean sheet, all the attackers scored. But Yachin Anderson's taking free kicks and got 2 assists. They violated us. Zaha is getting skipped, but Zaha's tearing people a new one. Hopefully it's just a blip. Hopefully it's just a reality check. But boy, I don't really believe none of that. It was just me. It was disgraceful yesterday. The thing that hurts me the most, we cheated ourselves. Beyond everything, we cheated ourselves. We let ourselves down. You lot let all the hard work you lot have put in to get to this point. Based on that 90 minutes, you threw it away. You lot don't want top 4. You lot don't want to. You lot don't want to certify your season. Maybe certain people are probably thinking, oh, we'll probably end up in and around the top 6. Is that what some? Because this is what when I see things like that, you lot think the season is done. You know, I know that might not be the case, but this is it. I know you lot. All you lot do is waffle about the champs. Arteta the same. You know. Every now and again, when Chelsea mess about, because not the first time people have been talking about third. People say Xhaka starts talking about third. You lot don't want to do. You lot based on that. You lot don't want top 4. You lot. Some of you have never played in champs. You lot don't want to play in that. You lot don't want to reward your manager. You lot don't want to do the thing for the fans based on that. Let's keep going. And this, you know, we've won more than we've lost recently, but I never saw much. Who's having a better season? Who's having a better season? Ben White or Gabriel? Gabriel for me. What a disastrous evening. Let's pray this is a one-off day, but I'm worried. Brother, Lukonga did well in his cameo, man. All Arsenal fans are now back to criticism, forgetting that Arsenal is under transition. We're good yesterday. It was ugly, but Arsenal's progressing nicely, slowly, but we're getting there. We are, but I don't know about anyone on any other channels or whatever they're doing. Two truths can be held in the same realm in that we are progressing. There's this, that, and a third, but we can't make out everything's positive. We can't make out everything's negative. What's in front of us is we were shit. Because you wouldn't tell people to calm down if they were waffling the week before the international break. It's all about perspective, and I don't agree with the whole. It just feels like the Arteta out brigade is back. It just, you know, Arsenal back in crisis and things, and it was bound to happen. Arsenal fans were giggity after seeing Spurs go through, and when I say go through, claim fourth. So it was bound to. These things were bound to happen. You just have to go again, man. as I said, whatever narratives these players want, they're right. In May, that's all that matters. I don't care about what a December that was. How terrible was August? All that matters is where you start and finish, and that's all I care about. Everything else is wishy-washy. The worrying thing about Tavares is after all these months, he hasn't improved his defensive side. I mean, to be fair, I think we have to give players, it's hard. It's very hard. Old habits die hard. It's very hard. And if we got to see them at training, they probably are working, but there's no evident improvement. To be fair, the analytical team suggested Tavares. I don't think that was Eddie. We need maturity. But the worrying thing is, you know, Cedric's a Premier League player. He might not be lit, but, you know, is he any better or worse than Nathaniel Klein? Which one looked like they were 30 yesterday? It was naive as hell, bro. It was naive. That's one thing that bugged me. Xhaka shouldn't. That was the one game I thought, okay, cool. Xhaka's going to help out at left back. I don't know why, you know, it was almost an arrogance in that, okay, we've been playing well, let's just turn up and do it. I think we didn't really respect the Crystal Palace side yesterday, man. Save wages, hypes, a dickhead team. I mean, shout out to your team, but I mean, please allow the spamming, my guy. Come on, man. You're ruining it. Who would you pick between Lokonga and El Nene to step in for Partey? For the greater good and long term, probably Lokonga. And I can't lie, I forgot El Nene, but it's probably El Nene thing. It's probably an El Nene thing. Make sure we're hitting the like button. One love to the Twitch gang. You lot are doing amazing, man. You lot always do your job. Simple business, simple as said. We've got 116 likes. Very appreciative of that, people. Oh, man. It is what it is, man. If at first you don't succeed. That's what you got to do, man. Is what it is, man. Let's go again, man. You have to go again, man. At the end of the day, as long as everybody, which I hope is the case, if everyone's woke up with air in their lungs, they've got a chance to rewrite their own narratives, innit? Forgive yourselves for being shit yesterday and go again. Simple as that. Like, just have to go again. Like, the world keeps spinning. We're going to feel sorry for ourselves because, we're trying to get top four and we got battered, or we're going to keep going. Else happen, you know. Is what is how you bounce back. That defines how much of a soldier you look. Oh, you look thought this was going to be easy and that. Football's like life. It's not pretty, bro. Nobody wants Arsenal to be fit, to be fourth. Same way nobody wants Spurs to win a trophy. Man, have to go out there and earn these things. Trust. But the hysteria is mad, but you can't control what other people are saying, man. Don't understand the worry now. Everyone was happy for wages, say 3 months ago. Speak for yourself. I just, like I said, I know you can't just do that. Like, save wages on you come. Hey, you got the 14 shirt, yeah? Dead. My thing is not Aubameyang going, it's the knock-on effect. All right, you couldn't bring the striker in you wanted, but the striker's not here. That's the fundamental thing. The striker's not here. Eddie and Getty and like I said, you can tell me about work rate, hold up play, link up play, balance the team. You can tell me all these things. I just want my strikers to score goals or look like they can. For Eddie looked more dangerous than Lacazette yesterday, and Eddie, in terms of scoring in the Premier, doesn't know what that is. So if he's looking more dangerous, that tells you everything. And I'm not criticizing anyone. That's the reality of the situation. Like, that's it. His confidence probably is gone, but this is the harsh world of football. Pick yourself up, bro. Why singling out Tavares when Odegaard? I don't think you heard me. I said the whole team played poor, you know. But if Tavares is going to play a run of games, we back him all the way. But, you know, it is what it is. Odegaard was shit. Last 3 games have been a bit poor. But, you know, clearly we're more confident with Odegaard in the side than Tavares. You know, you're doing what I hate with Arsenal fans is, let's not get Tavares. What about Odegaard? We're all shit. We always shit. Like, come on. We win, lose, and draw together. Unless your name, in relation to the Crystal Palace game, is Martinelli, Lokonga, and Eddie Nketiah, the 3 off the bench. You played shit. Fuck all of that. Speak for yourself. I don't know who was happy about save wages. This is what I hate about fucking Arsenal fans sometimes. You got these fans that all the good work is done because now it's Arteta out. Now it's shouting at man. Then it's the people who are just being overly positive or overly negative, not looking at what's in front of them. Then you got dickheads who are like, oh, let's not get at Tavares, let's get Odegaard. Bro, we all were shit. I literally said Odegaard anonymous, Lacazette media. In fact, if anything, we've been speaking about Laka. If you listened, I actually said maybe Arteta could have protected Tavares. I feel sorry for him. Please listen and not just listen to what you want to hear. I respect everyone's opinions, but I don't respect people being dickheads. See yourself out, man. Thank you. Fuck you talking about? Allow me, man. I want Lucas or Theo Hernandez. Crazy, man. Of course, Tierney's injuries are a problem because who the hell is there now? Like, I'm a big Tierney fan. Like, Tierney plays every week for me, but with this, I can't lie. I think we need a new left back now because I can't bet on Tierney. So, you know, maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but there's always these lengthy layoffs or these little bits and pieces. There's no durability there. I don't know what's happened to the knee or the context is, you know, but it is what it is. We need people to be fit. Or for me, Tierney, if you're injured, I need to have faith in who's there. And listen, I have all the faith in Tavares' ability and whatnot. But listen, there's Hickney there. There's a Luke Thomas. There's probably some other left backs. You know, it's what it is. Don't you think defensive improvement has to do more with coaching, though? You've touched on Pepe's improvements defensively, for example. Of course, and you've seen the improvements in Pepe, but equally, you saw him off the bench the other day where you've got to use your brain. Tavares, as I said, it's a young squad. And if we look at the defenders, not just Tavares, but everyone, old habits die hard in life, let alone football. There's a lot of bad habits these players have because of the age they're at. They've picked up from other clubs. And also, there's away from unlearning bad habits, you've got to learn new habits. Football's a thinker's man game. If you get caught high up the field all the time, you need to then use your brain and think, okay, maybe I need to time it when I go forward. So it's promoting good habits. There's a degree of, it does come down to coaching. 100% it's down to coaching. And Arteta has to take the whatever. But at the same time, you can take a man to a fountain, you can't help him drink. As I said, I think Tavares was kind of thrown to the wolves out there, but this is football. You signed for Arsenal. If you didn't want this, you had to go somewhere else. Your chance is going to come. It's crazy, man. So, of course, man. Like, Tierney's my guy. I still think he's captain thing and all them thing there, but you've got to be available, innit? Like, you've got to be. It's as simple as that. You've got to be available, man. You've got to be available. Have you seen Emery's comments on AFC stuff on Twitter? I think they're courtesy of The Athletic. And I was reading the article. I must admit, like, he was touching on 1-2 Arsenal things. I didn't really much care for it. You know, we kind of know this with Emery, really. It's harsh, but I just don't care. Like, respect to Emery, but and he spoke about going back to Newcastle, but you're not part of this Arsenal thing. So big up the former gaffer, but I just don't give a shit. But for you lot, I guess we can read it and go through it quickly. Let's make a timestamp, man. Just for you lot, people. Just for you lot. One love to you lot. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Unai Emery speaks. No, he hasn't said anything. Keep your opinions coming. He ain't said anything that you lot ain't heard before, by the way. I worked very well at PSG and Arsenal. I had no problems there. The problem is when you have players who are not performing. I had big players in Paris. Mbappe, Neymar, Silva, Marquinhos, Verratti, Thiago Motta. They had bigger egos than here at Villarreal. But I enjoyed working with them. At Arsenal, the same. Aubameyang, Lacazette, and the young players like Bukayo Saka and Smith Rowe. I enjoyed my work independent of things were good or not in terms of results or with fans. I've always worked the same way. He did say it was a difficult moment for any coach coming in to establish yourself. Certain players who had been important but were not any longer found that difficult to understand. The fans also found it difficult to understand that there needed to be an evolution. Changes were needed, and I began those changes. The first season at Arsenal was very good. We were close to returning to the Champions League come the end of the season. Yeah, we was a point off, but how many games did we fuck up? But we were playing in the Europa League final, which we embarrassed ourselves. That was on the players. I think the domestic qualification, the Champions League is on Emery. The final is on them players. We lost our way with all the energy we put into this final. I believe the season would have been perfect if we had qualified for the Champions League. I mean, yeah. He also then went on to say he spoke about the hierarchy still having faith in certain players. 5 captains left in the first year. There were many changes and patience was needed. It was not an easy process. The fans did not have patience. Xhaka had problems with the fans and in the dressing room where other players did not understand his role as captain. Xhaka was an important player for me. He was a good person, very committed to his coach. 3 different managers have used him. Maybe that's why we ain't been in the Champions League, but there's got to be a reason for that. The club was happy with me, but the fans were calling for a change and it had to happen. And then he went on to speak about one thing I did like. I'm not going to keep reading it, but he did speak about when he goes to other countries. And I didn't like how Emery was kind of mocked for. I'm not talking about the banter when there was a bit of humor in Good Evening. I'm talking about mocking a brother for trying to speak English. I really respected Emery. Wherever he's gone, he's tried to speak the native tongue. And I really did appreciate from the jump he tried to do that. He spoke on when he's in the countries, he's trying to speak certain languages. And Arteta's kind of said that as well. So, yeah. He then spoke about the emergence of youth players. That was the change. Saka and Smith Rowe began to play with me. I gave Saka his Premier League debut against Fulham when he was 17. He had to work with these young players to replace those who were there before. Martinelli, who arrived then too, I knew he was a player who would grow. And then on Arteta, he said they have put together a group who are all going in the same direction, working together, showing respect. I knew that whoever began after Wenger, it was difficult for people to understand the changes that had to be made. Arteta is doing a good job continuing what I began, especially playing out from the back. That's the one thing I think you was ahead of your time when you was trying to bring that playing out from the back stuff and you walked so these men could run. He also had the patience from the fans, the patience they did not have with me, but I understand. Yeah, I think the propaganda helps him, but I get it. I get it. You were doing Kalas things. And then he said, after Arsenal, I was looking ambitious again and what a club could give me. Then went to waffle about thingy, why he's joined Sevilla and things like that. I'll be real. I don't give a crap about why you joined, not Sevilla, why you joined Villarreal. I don't really care about none of that. Big up to what you're doing. And if you buck any English teams, take them out. But that's all Emery's had to say on that one, man. Shout out the former gaffer, man. Lovely to see him doing what he's doing. But that's all my man has said. Do you think Partey now going through his first Ramadan may have had an impact? I assume so, obviously. But I think big up Mo, because when I did my interview with Mo, I watch along our video thing with Mo. He said an important point. Partey's not come out and said he's Muslim. So as much as you know, alhamdulillah and all of that he's found faith and that and Ramadan Mubarak to everyone, he's not said it. So I don't know if you're Muslim. So I don't know if that impacts things. You could just be trying to learn the faith and you might be on the passage of reverting to Islam, but you might not necessarily be that. Now, I think he has become Muslim and it obviously did. But until he says, I am a Muslim now, it's speculation really because he's not actually said anything. Which I feel was an important point by Mo. If I'm honest, man. Availability is key. And obviously with your team, my guy, beyond the obvious, there's not too much of a drop-off in quality. Obviously, the way you probably view Matip, Van Dijk, Kanate, maybe even a Joe Gomez, the forgotten man. But there's a balance. Matip, for me, he's getting his ratings now, but for time, he's been underrated. Even when you go back to the Chelsea game earlier in the first one you lot played earlier in the season, it was Builders, Van Dijk versus Lukaku. It was Matip versus Lukaku, and he kept him quiet. Now, obviously, Matip isn't going to sell the game as much as that, but you get the point. Availability is key in Liverpool, despite having not the biggest of squads, and you're trying to adapt to that now. Everybody's fit. And if everybody can't stay fit now, if everybody can't have consistency in their performances now, what do you think it's going to be when you might be playing Crystal Palace on Monday and then we're playing on a Saturday, which we are, 2 games a week. We do need some good additions in midfield, man. This is it. Half the people mocking Emery, that's an English thing. And probably America as well. Everyone that's obviously because of the way the world's gone, people underestimate how much the ability to speak English impacts your ability as an economic migrant, which essentially a lot of these footballers and coaches and whatnot are. We have to keep going, man. It's as simple as that. We've literally got no choice in it. So either we feel sorry for ourselves or we keep going. Like, the world's going to keep spinning. Other teams are going to keep trying to make progress and make movements. So it's down to us. We're at 141 likes. If you've hit the like button, large up yourself. I appreciate that. It's crazy, man. can't respect someone's opinion, DG, when that opinion is 2 + 2 = 10. Do you know what? You have to, man. Yeah, I try to respect everyone's opinion, even if I don't necessarily agree with the garbage. It is, yeah, it probably is a downgrade, my guy. But at the same time, there's not too much of a drop off, and that's kind of what I want to see. Different, what's the word, man? Different points in the project, different players in terms of forgettability, in terms of the footballing IQ and the experience and the street smart. Like the best footballers are the most street smart, you know. Not saying Crystal Palace have too many players that would walk into a world 11, but one reason they battered us yesterday is they're more street smart. We're playing silly games. It's like genuinely we didn't know who Crystal Palace were, and I've been saying since August, Crystal Palace home and away. That's one of the first fixtures I look for in the season calendar list. Same with Southampton and Brighton, and yeah, we've got them two back to back to go with what's happened. Don't forget, I'm doing Champions League watch-alongs today, people. That's on Twitch, though, so you're snaking yourself if you're not following me on Twitch, unfortunately. So, yeah, it is what it is. Trying to see what's going on, man. I mean, we've done everything, but look at some of this transfer thing, man. That's the thing as well. Bielsa didn't want to learn English at all. This is why we need Saliba. Okay, but Saliba's still a young defender. When he does the calamities like how Ben White and Gabriel done, which Saliba has done on occasion this season, fans are gonna turn on, man. Like, hey, no one's the messiah unless we're gonna go out there and grab world beaters. Then these brain farts with these players are going to happen. Should we look at what specifically Mikel Arteta said? Because I haven't read it, people. Let's start with who's this? Martin Odegaard. I love you, Odegaard, but I don't really want to hear you speak based on yesterday. But nonetheless, let's see what Mr. Martin has said. It says up to the team to make sure our defeat to Crystal Palace on Monday doesn't derail our bid to qualify for the Champions League. We have to make sure it's not damaging. It's only one game. We have to make sure the next one we're on the level we're supposed to be at. One bad game can happen, but we have to make sure it's only one and strike back. And that starts tomorrow at the training ground. We have to look forward. Pardon me. We're all disappointed. Obviously, it was a hard one for us to take. We've played really, really good lately and had so many good matches. This one was hard for us. We're going to make sure it doesn't happen again. It should be hard to take, but on the other hand, it shouldn't. You played stupid games. You won stupid prizes. You didn't turn up. They did. They better than you. The only thing you probably better at them at, you don't score, you know? I'm not saying I agree with him, and we have to judge exactly what he said for what he said. But if I look at it, it feels like we're owed something just because we're in a good run of form. We think we can just rock up everywhere and win. It don't work like that. The sun's not always going to be shining at the Emirates. Sometimes you need to do it in South London. As you know, nothing good comes out of South London. That's why we bloody moved from there. South London slander going up a tenfold now. I can't lie. But he's right, man. It's now up to everybody to stick together. It's easy to stick together when we're winning, which is true and doing well. We have to stick together and fight for the next game, man. So it's true, man. Moving away from that, Arteta has said, today we have to put our hands up and say it wasn't good enough. Apologize, take the criticism, and now show that when we talk about unity, especially in difficult moments, we lost 2 players, we lost the game, we're disappointed, but there's still 9 games to play. This is a moment to challenge each other, to help each other, and to believe again. Because on Sunday, I'm sure we're going to play at the Emirates. Well, yeah, we're not away. We've played the away game against Brighton. It's going to be full, and our supporters are going to be right behind the team. And I did like the way the fans them were still, you know, gassing up the people them after the game. So it shows we are together, you know. One bad game doesn't define you lot, but now this is how do you lot respond? Are you lot going to feel sorry for yourselves again against Brighton, or are you going to get back on the thing, man? We came out in the last 2 or 3 days. We've trained really well. They were ready. They reacted. We discussed what we were expecting, especially in the first 20. Boy, first 20, I'm not going to lie, Arteta. This is what I mean about you can take these players to the water, but you can't help them drink. The first 20 decided this game. That's where the goals came from. I know they scored in like the 24th minute, but that's what happened. And we was given warning signs. So the players, you lot have to manage yourselves as well. I didn't see individual accountability. When individuals take care of themselves, the collective does the rest. Nobody took individual accountability. So you saw what happened. And what we'd have to do, and we couldn't cope with that. It was 1, 2 times, 3 times in a row, and we got into that bubble where I think we lost some confidence and we conceded the goal and we couldn't get out of that situation. It's a shame, which is a shame. It's a shame. MIKEL Arteta, especially in the first half. But first of all, congratulations to Crystal Palace, amen, for winning the match and the way that they performed. But we weren't at the races today, especially in the first half. We were late to every ball. We were soft in the rules. And we didn't earn the right to play, and we did a little, and when we did a little bit, we were sloppy on the ball. Facts. Can't disagree with that opening paragraph. That's facts. We didn't have any dominance or sequences of play when we could take control of the game, and we could see the 2 poor goals as well. So overall, it's unacceptable. Lovely from the manager. We need to put our hands up, apologize, regroup, and tomorrow's a new day and a new opportunity to prepare for the game against Brighton. That's it. On whether he saw this performance coming, we knew he was going to get slapped before the end of the season. No, I could not see it. We discussed it just before kickoff. The way you win here is when you compete in the way that you should. And competing means winning duels and having composure on the pitch to manage the situation. So it must mean certain men won't fight, can't fight, or don't know how to fight when it gets to these sort of games. They're a really physical team, and the pitch is not at the best to do that. So you have to find ways to do other things that usually you don't have to do. And we didn't manage to do that. And whether the pressure of getting top 4 is playing a part, of course, but pressure's a privilege. If you ain't got pressure in your life, you're a nobody, really. You're not trying to do things. Whether you're trying to do exams, get a job, get certain jobs, stay out of jail, there's certain things. There's pressure with everything, man. Me get heartbroken by South London girl. I love the South London girl. I've shot myself in the foot down and get myself in trouble. People are going to say, well, I'm not from South London. Let's leave that there, man. You're chatting too much. But anyways, getting back to this, sticking to football. You made me lose where the hell I am. But yeah, the pressure, we should be feeling a bit of pressure. Pressure is a privilege, Pressure is what keeps you alive. Pressure, fear, and that healthy pressure is what gets people up every day. When you're at the top, which we're not, the only place is down. Crazy. We are talking all the time about the race for top 4, and now Arteta started to specifically say it. And the boys have been performing extremely well and getting the results and playing really well. Today we didn't perform, and it's as simple as that. We were second best in every department, especially in the first half. We tried to change in the second half. We did, and we played much more of the game that we wanted to play. We still lost the second half 1-0 and the whole game 3-0. In the final moments, we had 3 or 4 big chances that we didn't score to get back and give ourselves a chance to get back in the game, which is true. But on one hand, we're only creating minimal chances. On the other hand, no one's a goal scorer in this team. Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, they're learning that. Eddie and Nketiah are senior level, not doing that. Lacazette don't know what that is since he signed for Arsenal Football Club. The most he's got is 15 in the league, and ever since that we've overcompensated. So it's like, a good tradesman doesn't blame their tools, but on the other hand, bro, like, you can't dig a 6-foot grave with a toothpick, can you? Really and truly, we need the right tools to what we're doing, bro. It is what it is, Certain men are about as useful as a chocolate teapot yesterday, man. But anyways, we do need to get back going. On the lack of depth, we made our bed. We have to lie in it. It's what we have. It's the numbers that we have. We lost Kieran and we've lost Thomas now, and that's it. With the players that we have, we'll keep trying like we have since the start of the season, but we never had a big squad, so we can't find any excuses. He's like that. Today, we have to look at ourselves. I'm the first one because I repeat myself, it wasn't good enough. Facts. Tierney season's done. He's seeing a specialist tomorrow. We'll know more about the extent of the injury then, but the feeling that he had wasn't really positive, and what the scan showed either, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. He's gone, man. On missing a big chance and then giving away a penalty. Today, there were too many things that went wrong at the same time. There are a few examples, and Emil had a clear chance before that as well, which should have made it 2-1. He should have. And in the last couple of games, Smith Rowe has needed to bag them chances. I look at Leicester, I look at Villa in yesterday, but at the same time, brother, these are young players, and 9 times out of 10, they're the ones doing it for us. The 1 times they're not, or these guys, what's going on? And as I always said, when it's at the Emirates, it's all good. But when things are going wrong, who do these lot look at? Even the Tavares who's playing shit, who does he look at? Because the experienced players are on a joke thing as well. But Kaya had another one, which he did, and then Eddie hit the post. You're forgetting Lacazette's heading over the bar from close range as well. But overall, the performance didn't deserve the win or to get something out the game. We have to be honest with ourselves. And at the same time, are we going to waffle about 3 chances over 90 minutes? Palace had way more than 3 chances, 3 goals, but they could have had a lot more. on the lack of experience, these young boys have been doing really well. So I don't like to be unfair, because when they do something, it's because they're young. It's very naive. They've been playing extremely well. They've been performing under pressure and doing what we asked them to do. And today we didn't do it. On the decision to take off Tavares, today was just a tactical reason for how I wanted to do with what Palace was doing and how we could attack and control the game much better in that position. We wanted to put another attacking midfielder with Emile in that space, and that was the only reason. I'm sorry that it was Nuno again, but we had to do it. But I'm not sorry. Football's harsh. On Partey, I don't know, but he felt something in the same area that he got injured previously, so it's a big concern. On Tottenham being above us, we've got a game in hand still, and we still need to play. We know that with 9 games, a lot of things are going to happen, pardon me. We have to play each other, and we have to play some big games coming up. We have to focus on ourselves, and the problem that we had today is not Spurs, it was us and what we did in the first half. I'll be real, I don't believe in our top forward stances, not because of that we can't do it. I just don't believe the players have it. I believe in the young players, but it's naive to expect them to do it. I don't believe in the experienced players. Even when we've been winning, I've been saying these things are here, and now it's the pressure time. So we'll see, man. Prove me wrong. It's not down for me to have faith. I still think we have a fight for it, but I think any small optimism I had is gone. But it's not down to me. It's down to the players. You know, you lot were getting relegated. You didn't listen to outside influences, and you kept going. But boy, you know, for me, it's the injuries, man. Like, both the squad players are not net leveled, really. You know, I like Lokonga a lot, but I'm probably going to throw El Nene in there. This is someone that wants young players to get there. It's crunch time. I don't know if Lokonga's going to give me one game a 2 out of 10, then a 10 out of 10. I know El Nene's probably going to give me 2 5s out of 10. So I'd probably take that at this moment in time. I don't know, man, but, you know, the quality of the depth we're relying on Tavares, Cedric, young, untested Lokonga now. Lacazette, he doesn't know what a goal is. If we can't do it, United or West Ham need to do it, man. Spurs back there, it could be, you know what, it could be the best thing ever, because Emery, Conte probably leaves mid-season. Wait. I don't think it's over. It's not over till the fat lady sings, but the vocals, about 9 games left, the vocals are getting warmed up. She's doing her rehearsals. But I don't know what song she's going to sing, but she needs to sing something to do with Arsenal, and it's taking the L, innit? It is what it is, man. I don't even care about half these other things that are going on with Arsenal. Saturday couldn't come quicker, man. It's like when you've been robbed of wins. I remember when we got our first win of the season against Norwich and Newcastle and all them things there, and Watford and that. We've been starved of 3 points. When you've been starved of 3 points and you're just used to getting it every week, 9 times out of 10, it's a drug that you don't want to go back from. I don't know what's going on with Tomiyasu, man. We're gonna need Pep. We're gonna need everyone, but there's not too many players I believe. Respectfully, there's not too many players I believe in the Arsenal squad. And what I mean by that is, like, I'll give you faith. I'm not saying anyone shit, but if you're Liverpool, you can look at forget how much they've been bought for or whatever, but you can look at Alisson, Trent, Salah. Even though Salah's moving mad, there's like you can have. I look at Arsenal. For me, it's the young G's, and the young G's, as you see, they carry sometimes they might not do it. And for me, I can't lie, Tierney and Partey, them man are gone now allegedly. So yeah, man, we just have to keep going. But yeah, man. She's singing. We've got Mikel Arteta's song. Let's be real, we lost because of people, tactics, and mentality. I hear that, but you know, Arteta's not playing like the players. Like, is Arteta telling them to lose their 50-50s, to not follow runners, to, you know, concede those 2 goals very quickly, to concede the first, and then Palace look sharper than you? He just spoke about duels and being firm and fighting and things. The players didn't show that. We all win, lose, and draw together, man. You know, the players and Arteta got us to this point. That's on the players yesterday, man. I've mentioned Arteta's tactics and whatnot, but that's dead. I don't think fans are trying to find excuses. And to be fair, it does feel like, not necessarily you, but this energy, it might have been there on the back burners, but it's only come about now with that loss. As you know, as an Arsenal fan, you're just thinking, man, you're 1 loss away, you know. You're just 1 loss away from a crisis. Pete. Nah, it's on everyone, man. It's on everyone. It's more the players than Arteta for me, but it's on everyone, bro. Arteta's done a madness with some of the tactical decisions he's made. The players played shit. Xhaka suspended for Brighton. Where do you see that? Where'd you see that? Yeah, I can't lie. It's a soft penalty, man. Obviously, listen, I think Zaha's one's a penalty, and it's more a penalty than Saka's one. Like, he's tripped him. It's a pen. I understand that with the Saka thing, but it feels like we're reaching, man. We were just shit yesterday. Yeah, man. No, I'm not saying you, Dino. I'm just speaking in general, because we all know there's vested agendas. But for anyone that don't know what I'm speaking about, I ain't blaming Arteta. The Arteta in or out debate is dead. But how many seasons we're going to go where we can't fight and push and get a win? We'll see, though. Bro, this is the problem. You said it there. I mean, all we can do is keep going, innit? I mean, I'm sure every Arsenal fan expected us to crumble at some point, but as time kept going on and we weren't given the crumbling, the faith is there. I'm not gonna lie, the little faith I had for top 4 is gone. It's gone, and it was gone not necessarily with the result. It's gone with the injuries, man. Tierney being out, and it's people coming in. Like, obviously, in the grand scheme of things, Lokonga, Tavares, these guys can learn, but right now it's gonna be brazy, you know. Carl, I'm getting pissed off seeing Lacazette run up and down now. I love Lacazette, but he's brazy, man. The consistency is a madness. I don't know, but we'll do our head in with the ref, man. Listen, we all know the refs are against us and things, but I just prefer to focus on the refs do us dirty, but I prefer to focus on the variables that we can control, man. Which is obviously, you know, Martinelli got sent off in some bookie scenarios. We got the job done against Wolves. If we turn up, if we take our chances, if we win our individual battles in 50-50s, bro, I don't think we care about the pen, bro. Like, we're reaching, we're waffling about 3 chances, we're waffling about a penalty call. What did we do yesterday, man? No, the fans, you know, the fans, the penalties are there, man. We've had bare pen shots. For City, the City game's irrelevant, guys. It's not today, and it's not yesterday. Yeah, we just have to focus on the variables we can control, man. EG, I reckon our players need some confidence coaching. Bear man don't assert themselves on the pitch. That's true, but like, how do you do that? Like, the confidence has to come within. Like I always say, like, for a minute yesterday, in the first half, I only really saw Smith Rowe trying to do a thing. It's very easy to want to play football when the sun's shining, when the fans are singing all your names and that. When the opposition fans are onto you, when you've tried a pass, you've made a mistake. Your team might have conceded. This is where real confidence and whatnot needs to be there, man. And that's the thing, man. Initially, it was looking all right. Smith Rowe and Saka look like they're putting a shift in defensively. It's just meaty, man. Like the yesterday showed the depth is poor ultimately. And the wickedest thing, we knew our fullbacks were gonna get stressed out. I said it. The problem with Cedric, even when yesterday was poor, but even when he's been in the team, he hasn't necessarily been poor, but people fancy it against him. Villa fancied it. Zaha defo did. Leicester Barnes defo did. People, it's a target there. You're gonna get at Tavares. You're gonna get at him. Laka's just not fit enough, man. Like, you just don't look able to get up and down and whatever, man. I mean, apart from PSG and Real Madrid, there's another club trying to convince Mbappe to sign for them next season. We do need a striker and that. Don't laugh, you cram. What are you gonna do, eh? Lost for words, man. Lost for words, man. Well, yeah. First time Eddie's looked like a flipping striker, bro. Even these guys are meaty, man. I can't lie. And then, as much as I'm on this youth player thing, I can't lie. I want to see more from the experienced ones. Yesterday, we suffered from Odegaard having a nightmare. Everything goes for him, and we couldn't control the ball at all. I mean, Odegaard was terrible. But then again, bro, if you've got no midfield, if you're not trying to play through the midfield, then Odegaard, Saka, Smith Rowe, even Laka, they're irrelevant. It maybe if we could play through central areas a bit more, we can tell Laka, bloody stay up front or don't drop deep. You don't need to be receiving it off Gabriel. And I think Laka knows that he can't do the running in behind, but it's meaty. Ay. With hindsight, Arteta should have rested Partey last night. Nah. Like we need to play our stronger players. I hear you, though. Fitness, build up, all of that. Maybe that's why Martinelli started from the bench. Obviously, there's a lot of traveling. He's been playing at high altitude and all of the rest of it. I'm not skilled to know anything about that, but you get the point. But yeah, we probably do need some confidence coaches, but surely it comes from men. We have non-existent depth because this manager decided to get rid of. True, but these players wanted to bust out. Edu and Arteta have. When we didn't do the business in January, we signed up for this. Put Partey at the half wasn't his usual. At half time, I mean, Partey was terrible. There was therefore about 9 other players that get subbed instead of him. Does Martinelli start up front against Brighton? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Lacazette probably will start, but I know Martinelli has to be in that lineup, bro. Lacazette, it doesn't look like he wants to score. I won't lie, man. I mean, there's still a reality where he could get a new deal and be part of the squad, but Yeah, man. This is when you're relying on these players, it's very different. Deflated now, man. Do you know what? Not even the game. I'm just starting to. Sorry, people. I'm just starting to deep everything with Arsenal. You know, just everything, the whole structure, No, when you just go through, I'm getting flashbacks to the whole season, what we need to do, everything. It's crazy, man. Top four is not in our hands, but you know the reality of our future is in our hands. You know, again, the past brings regret, the future brings uncertainty. There's no time like the present. We just have to get up, go again, dust ourselves off, stop feeling sorry for ourselves. You lot, get with it, get with it. Hopefully, better this than later on in the season. So I hope so, man. Don't forget tonight it's Champions League settings though, so at least we can worry about some good football. You know, it's Champions League settings. I think I'm playing Football Manager at 4:30. That's both on Twitch as well. One love to everybody watching this via Twitch, by the way. One love to the Twitch gang. Arsenal are playing Spurs once, bro. For whoever asked that on Twitch. One game left in it. We've already played them once. We're not gonna buck each other in cups, like so. It's a myth. Oh, you've got guys that score goals. We don't want to see something fresh against Brian. Eddie can't be much worse than Laka. You know what? I still prefer Laka in the team than Eddie. I can't cap to you because, like, what does Eddie bring? Like, he pulls over to the left wing, but at the same time, I can't deny that. Maybe we don't change up too many things with what's concerns around Partey, maybe Tomiyasu's absence, and obviously Tierney probably will not play against Brighton. So maybe we keep things as they are. But on current form, bro, I can't disagree, man. You have to switch up and try something, man. You got to try something. And we got to remember, Eddie's been doing shit stuff. Like, he's hit the crossbar. Eddie's been shit as well. Like, and this is what I mean by I want two strikers, man. By the guys we're always linked with, but scouts must be able to do a thing like Mateta. Yeah, he scored yesterday, but he just offered the minimum you want a striker to offer. Just be a nuisance, man. Just be an absolute nuisance to the centre backs. Eddie's not a nuisance. Eddie's pulling left wing and all of that. Lacazette is not a nuisance. Like, they're not nuisances. Every time we play football, none of our strikers are constantly standing next to a centre back. The centre backs are and then able to tell their team to go further up the field, man. Oh man. It's what it is, man. You have to go again. You just have to go again. Of Laka don't even shoot blanks. When does he shoot? He doesn't even press the trigger. Like, when does Laka bang it? Like, bro, what shot did Laka have? Honestly, what shot did Laka? I'm not trying to get onto Lacazette, but what chance did he have yesterday? Couple headers that he's scooping over the ball. What shot did he take? I can remember Eddie's shot. Credit to you. I'm not gonna. We're praising man for shooting. Look at it. We're praising strikers for shooting. We praise players for working hard. We praise players for linking up play. We're fucking Arsenal. That should be in the current game with the way the striker's gone. That is everything. That's the minimum now. Oh, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. There's still a platform to build upon. It is what it is, man. All we can do is move forward, man. I do want to see. All I know is Martinelli's got to play, man. Probably is. You know what, Lacazette, Joe Linton thing, man. Shout Eddie Howe. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe Lacazette is the one to play midfield. I think he's the one person that will not follow runners more than Xhaka. Like, Xhaka will probably be more switched on. It's absolutely crazy, man. What are you gonna do, eh? There's nothing you can do, man. Nothing. Just have to go again, man. Eddie got on the ball, showed a bit of spark. The bars on the flipping floor. This made him stand out over Laka is true. We'd all take Gallagher. Do you think if you had a striker, you would be comfortably in fourth place? Not comfortably, because there's still other problems. But strikers win games. When I look at Burnley, when I look at maybe Palace, you know, maybe if we could scumbag a bit more goals, we could correlate to 3 points, because we're not going to be a team that's going to just keep mad clean sheets and whatnot and shut people out. You know, we're not. I know we've improved defensively and we're probably not top, but we're up there for clean sheets. But I wouldn't necessarily define Arsenal as a great defensive side. I wouldn't say you're a great attacking side. Fundamentally in football, football's about scoring more goals than your opponent and conceding less. You know, you look at Everton or anyone fighting relegation, fundamentally, yeah, they're not winning. They're losing more games than they're winning, but the root of that is you're conceding more than you're scoring, I lie. And for me, sometimes you just, obviously, as I said, the false nine strikers got to be able, you know, strikers, there's strikers that score goals, but people talk about all the other aspects. We know a striker needs to do more than score goals, but for me, at times, well, you just want your striker to do what they're paid to do or what a striker's about, like just score goals, just be a nuisance, and man, I'm not that. The loan thing was dead. Like, that's where you're looking at Edu and them sort of things there. Can your magic man, director of football, call someone and make something happen? Evidently not, man. Oh, man. With that, though, it's lunchtime, people, man. I'm going to go comfort eat, man. As usual, win, lose, or draw, Arsenal fan or not, Twitch or YouTube, I appreciate all the support you lot give me on this whirlwind of a season, people. We'll be doing a watch-along for Arsenal Brighton on Saturday, don't worry. But in the meantime, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you've got Champions League and Europa League. I'll be live half an hour on Twitch before kickoff. We're watching Manchester City against Atletico. We will be keeping an eye on Benfica, Liverpool, and we're trying to do the Darwin Núñez watch. Wednesday, we're watching Champions League. Thursday, it's Europa League. And yeah, content. And don't forget, you know, on Twitch, 10 a.m. typically is the first stream of the day, 11:30 on YouTube. I'm appreciative, of all the support you lot give me. I appreciate all your talking points, just offering your time, everything, man. There won't be the point sitting here waffling about Arsenal or whatever if you weren't here. So one love to you lot, man. But with that, is what it is. All we have to do is go again, man. We just have to go again, man. Appreciate you, Marco, man. Hopefully, you know, we go again, man. But yeah, appreciate you. You lot stay blessed, stay safe, hit the like button. Hey, check out, if you want to hear more of my Arsenal opinions, then go and check my recent uploads. Last night I uploaded just short little videos of all my thoughts and cut up clips for my watch along. So yeah, man, there's content and more content. Follow on Twitch because you can see the other live streams as well. Safe, man.
There's always just that active red line defending.
I think it's like